Oh, hello. Well, yes, I was reading, but that's no matter. What's that? A story? Well, yes, I do have a story. This is a story about a man, a sociologist, an anthropologist, a loyalist, a husband, a father, and an academic honoree. He was a Frenchman, and his name was Pierre Bourdieu. Bourdieu was born in southern France, educated in Paris. He was conscripted into the French army in 1955, but refused admittance into the Reserve Officers College to remain with those with which he shared a similar social background. Bourdieu's theory of habitus, defined as a cognitive mental practice characterized by subconscious systems of structures produced through external social stimuli over a lifetime, and also from historical pretense. Essentially, habitus creates each individual's reaction to stimuli based on either an enculturated or experiential structure. Bourdieu says that habitus is history turned into nature. Bourdieu relates habitus as intrinsic to forms of capital. There are 4 types of capital: economic, social, cultural, and symbolic. Let's dissect these 4 scouts, shall we? Economic. That which is defined as control of units of economy, currency, assets, property, and the distribution thereof. Social. Resources from group membership, familial relationships, networks, and support. Cultural. Knowledge, experience, skills, and connections accrued over a lifetime. These skills allow an individual to succeed in an arena over someone with a different set of experiences. Symbolic. Resources available to an individual based on honor, prestige, or recognition. The latter of these 3 can be transubstantiated into economic capital. Bourdieu is also concerned with class and how it intersects with habitus. He states that individuals with similar habitus are more likely to bond together than those outside of their habitus, i.e., those of a particular class stick with their own. Additionally, classes tend to emulate other classes. For example, food. The bourgeois adopt the food practices of the upper class, dining out, expensive meals, eating beyond their means. The upper class, however, tend to adopt the dishes, the flavors of the lower class. For example, lobster, bone marrow, pork belly, all of the lower class foods at one point, but now you find in the most higher class restaurants. But class categorizations feeds the habitus through social space. Any attempt at garnering symbolic capital through material goods still leaves the bourgeois and the middle class, especially through debt accrued by the attempt of gaining symbolic capital. An endless, vicious financial cycle. From a class system that is evident in Western society and culture arises an Anglo-Christian patriarchy that has placed females and the feminine in a separate and lower class. The invention of the printing press, the development of photography, and the onslaught of various media formats and platforms has not only been utilized to encourage and perpetuate the objectification of women, but also spread propaganda which supports the domination of women and treatment of women as property. We can think such various TV shows as The Beaver Cleavers, The Cleavers, Leave It to Beaver, The Honeymooners, with the guy always saying, "To the moon, Alice," and other things that form dominant, symbolic violence into the television shows that translate into either a physical or mental domination and perpetuate violence against women. And from this symbolic violence, there is an awakening, a resistance against these items, and an awakening in the collective minds of women that screams, resist. And from that becomes the birth of feminism and the feminism movement. Feminism challenges the habitus of not only men within the social structure, but also women to remove themselves from complicity. Now, the dispositions that allow these controlled domination are complicit to their own domination. So essentially, it becomes a negative feedback loop where women buy into the habitus of domination by patriarchy, by males within society, and essentially are become complicit to their own domination. So, to change one's disposition or habitus within the social structure is to change one's compliance to the dominant social structure. And with that, Monsieur Pierre Bourdieu and I have only one last thing to impart, and that is, damn the man, save the empire.